Who do you think is going to be the Mets and Yankees managers next year? Do you think we're going to see both these guys?
Showalter will be the Met manager.
You think 100%?
I do. Yeah, no, I do.
And I'm not thinking he's going to get fired, but maybe he's just like, I'm done with this, man.
I don't think so. I mean, if they play well over the last 6 weeks of the season, I think it could kind of re-energize them too. I mean, it's been a weird season for them. If they go, they got 40 games left. If they went 10-30, I could see them walking away, but I don't anticipate that. No, I think Buck will be back. Now, next year to me is the year where if things don't go well, then that's it. But I think Buck's back next year, and boy, the Aaron Boone one is interesting because Cashman's not going anywhere. He just got a big contract. I'm going to say Boone's back.
I'm going to say Boone is back as well. I think both of them are going to be back, and I know that's going to drive a lot of Yankee fans crazy, but I just don't see how Brian Cashman lets go of Aaron Boone and then ends up blaming him for this season. I just don't know how you do that. And especially with the philosophy that they have had the last couple of years, which is, they look at things a lot more positively than the fan base does. When the Yankees get swept by the Astros, the Yankees say, hell, we won the division and made it to the ALCS. You would have thought we didn't make the playoffs. The Yankee fan says you're miles behind the Houston Astros and you got your asses kicked and embarrassed again by this team you could never beat. When they get off to a slow start, Hal Steinbrenner says, man, you would have thought that this was September and we were under 500. Why is the fan base so angry? And the Yankee fan says we're so angry because we've been watching this slow decline of this team, and we don't feel like you're good enough to get to the playoffs this year, and this is an issue. And I do think that at the end of this season, the Yankee fan will say, you got to get rid of the manager, you got to get rid of the general manager, you got to do all these certain things, and the Yankees themselves will say, man, look at Aaron Boone's regular season record. We can't move away from a guy after one season of finishing in last place. They look at all the winning that he's done in the regular season. So I do think he's going to be there. The Buck thing to me is actually even a little more interesting because, one, it hasn't been talked about as much. And I also think that him and what he wants to do is a big part of this. And he probably had a lot of fun last year and it ended poorly. But this year he's probably been miserable. He probably hates this. He's a guy who's been doing this forever. This team has been dead now for weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if him and his wife had a conversation and said, hell, I gave it a shot and this just isn't working out. Plus, on top of it, all the talk is that David Stearns is going to come in here and be the president of baseball operations.
With Billy Epler still here.
But he's going to be Billy Epler's boss.
True.
And you would assume that he's going to have a major say on everything that's going on, and the buck is going to stop with him, no pun intended. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, I'm not going to roll with Buck Showalter. We're going to do some other things here because we need to move in this direction.
You could be right. And in terms of Buck and his wife, I don't know. That also could be very right. Remember at that press conference, that Zoom press conference, she didn't seem all that pleased that he was coming back to manage.
Exactly.
If looks could tell a story, it looked like, why are you going back to manage is what I thought popped off the screen. That said, that's why I say I think the next 6 weeks means a lot. I think